Hey you guys, Tanaja Handmade and I'm back. As you can tell by the title of this video, it's somewhat of a heavy topic, but it's something that I would really like to discuss. And I want to get you guys' input on it as well. So let's just hop right into it. So we are talking about color complex. Now this is something that when I heard about it, I actually got a lot of detail on it. It caught me by surprise because I was like, wow, I have never hated the darkness of my skin or felt bad about being dark or wished I could be light or anything like that. So when I started hearing people's stories about how they hated their color and wanted to be a different color, it kind of blew my mind. So for starters, the definition, according to Google, of a color complex is discrimination based on skin color, also known as colorism or shadism, is a form of prejudice or discrimination in which people are treated differently based on the social meanings attached to skin color. Okay? When I read that definition, it reminds me of it's crazy, but like this is exactly what it makes me think of. You know how back in the day, AKAs, they would be like, well, you can't be an AKA if you're darker than a brown paper bag. That's like automatically what my mind goes to when I read that definition. But personally for me, like I said before, a color complex is a person actually hating their own color and discriminating against their own color. So recently, I'm sure you've probably heard about Kodak Black. How you gonna have a name like Kodak Black and don't like being black? Or don't like women that are black? But anyways, recently in the media, Kodak Black has been saying how he doesn't want a black woman, or he doesn't want a woman with the same complexion as him. That is a prime example of a color complex, because you're discriminating against someone that has the same skin tone as you simply because you don't like your skin tone. The first time I was introduced to this subject of color complexes, the first time that I really got like some in-depth information on it, I was at the house one day, probably skipping class when I was at UAH because I kind of hated it. But I watched a documentary called For Dark Girls, and in the documentary, there were women talking about how they felt ugly because of their skin tone being dark. And this one girl in particular, she was just like, I really just was, as a child, she was like, I wish I could get in the shower and wash myself because I must be dirty, which is why I'm this dark. You know, she really hated her skin tone. And she got picked on for being dark. She had low self-esteem for being dark. She just really wanted to be lighter. And also in the same documentary, they got the perspective of black men and how they felt about women. Now, some of the men preferred to have a dark-skinned woman because they felt like they were more real. They felt like they were nicer. They felt like they were more approachable. And then other men felt like dark-skinned women always had an attitude. Dark-skinned women were mean and like too rough around the edges. And they preferred to have a lighter skinned woman because they felt like they were nicer, didn't always have an attitude. Basically the opposite of everything I just said. That's just another example of color complex. And now when I heard about the girl that hated being dark, it really blew my mind because I never, ever hated being dark. I've always loved that I have chocolate skin. I've always loved, oh, this is gonna sound bad. I always loved the fact that I wasn't light skinned. That could kind of sort of be like a reverse color complex a little bit. I really don't know, but I'm just saying how I feel. I never disliked my color. You know what I'm saying? I've always loved it. So when I heard about these women that hated being dark, I was like, wow, like I didn't know that that was a thing. Now, even though I had never experienced disliking my own skin tone, I did experience other things associated with, I guess, the dislike of my skin tone. And by that I mean compliments or lack thereof. And the main thing was that guys would compliment me, but they would put like a condition on it, and it would be like,
you're so pretty for a dark-skinned girl.
I started to hear that so much till I questioned, like, am I not supposed to be pretty because I'm dark skinned? Like, what you mean? And at first I would be like, oh, thank you. He think I'm cute and I'm dark because I loved being dark. I thought he was loving the fact that I was dark. But then he was like, I got a little more, my eyes got open a little bit, and I was like, okay, maybe he think I'm supposed to be ugly or something because I'm dark skinned. Like, what do he mean? But yeah, that was the main thing that I ever really was exposed to when it comes down to like colorism or color complex. Because like I said, I've always loved being dark. Another thing that was discussed in the documentary, especially about like the history of colorism and color complex, was the Willie Lynch Doctrine. Now, if you've never heard of the Willie Lynch Doctrine, you definitely need to look that up and read it, because a lot of the things that were discussed and said in this document are still going on today. The Willie Lynch Doctrine is a letter that was written by a man named Willie Lynch. And it was basically a letter that went out to all the slave masters in the South. And in this letter, he was saying that if you follow these steps to the T, you'll be able to control your slaves for generations and generations. And a couple of things that he said to put in place to kind of like disrupt the minds of the slaves was separate the slaves according to color. That's basically the main thing that is applicable to this video. I believe that he said that the lighter skinned slaves were like superior to the dark skinned slaves, which is why the lighter skinned slaves were typically in the house, and then the darker ones were outside like working the fields. He said to turn the women against the men and separate the children from their mothers. So if you just look around in society nowadays, you can see that a lot of those things are still going on. If you've ever heard someone say,
"Oh, you acting light skinned,"
or
"I don't want to talk to a dark skinned dude,"
or some junk like that, Willie Lynch Doctrine. So what we have to do is retrain our minds. But it's crazy because that stuff dates all the way back to slavery. So we have a lot of retraining to do. And speaking of those things that I hear all too often, brings me to the next thing that I want to talk about. We as a race have to stop segregating ourselves. So when you hear someone say, "Oh, I don't want him because he light skinned," or "I don't want her because she dark skinned," we gotta like tell our friends, like, you know what? Let's not say stuff like that, because at the end of the day, we all black. We have to get over this thing of light skin, dark skin, because it's stupid, you know? And I'm not gonna say that I haven't ever said that before, because I'm definitely guilty. It's just up to us to accept it and then fix it. So in conclusion, I just really want to challenge all of us to educate ourselves on our history, educate ourselves on ways to ignite unity within our race, and love ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You cannot love anyone else until you completely love yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I just challenge everybody to look in the mirror and tell yourself that you're beautiful, male or female. Tell yourself you're beautiful. Tell yourself that you're going to work on growing as an individual, work on growing as whoever you are. You know what I'm saying? Get in the mirror and tell yourself positive things every morning before you get your day going. I just challenge us to all be better and do better. So you guys, please share my videos. If you believe in the channel, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. My goal is to be at 500 subscribers by the end of the summer. So if you want to help me do that, feel free to spread the word. We got some great things popping over here in Tanaja's world, if I must say so myself. Y'all tell me how many times I licked my lips during this video, because I mean the struggle is real. Hop in the DM or something and get my shipping address to send me some chapstick. Let me know what videos you would be interested in seeing next. I'm very open to suggestions. You know, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and that's good for my ego, and I really appreciate it. I love you guys, and thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.